Hello folks, welcome to another daily Bitcoin market analysis by Inspocrypto. Today we are not going to make a big initial comment, just few words in the beginning. At the moment I really hate two topics. Topic number one, debt ceiling. Jesus Christ. I mean, to expect that politicians will just disagree. I mean, they always disagree, but just to say, hey, let us collapse the whole system. The whole government. It's not just the government. Do you think if Republicans or even the Democrats will say, hey, do you know what? We have enough debts. We are not going to print anymore. That's it. That's absolutely it. What do you think will the voters do? Do you think the voters will say, yeah, that's great. That's great. After we send billions and billions and billions to Ukraine and arms aid and so on and so forth, it sounds great. Yeah. Let us collapse our own country. And yes, of course, I will elect you again. No, it will not happen. Both knows that. They are just playing around. But at the same time, some journalists, investment journalism, it's trashy. It's absolutely trashy. Saying debt ceiling is and could be one of the big challenges of the markets. No, it's not. It's absolutely, debt ceiling, it's bullish. It's just a bear trap. That's the only thing. We can have such escalation just in short term, few days, for example. The market will go down, then afterwards some actor in the White House will make a positive comment, the price will go up again. That's the only thing. It's just a tool for some gamblers out there who has enough money and influence just to manage that. That's, in my opinion, the only thing. It doesn't. Everything else is just hocus pocus or just miracle. No, just to be straight, that's not really a topic that moves the markets. Only if someone big wants, certain price levels to buy the dip and then to sell higher. But that's it. I mean, for me, it's just pure entertainment. But yes, it has some impact to the price. However, the end is not a collapse. Then a second topic I really can't hear anymore is pivot. Pivot. Oh my God, pivot. Almost every market I know is closer to a new all-time high than to a crash. And people say, pivot, first of all, you need to understand what pivot means. Pivot doesn't mean to pause something. When a central banker says, we are not going to raise interest rates, some buddies on Twitter would say, they are pivoting. That's stupid. That's not pivot. Pivot means to do the opposite of the past monetary policy. So tightening policy indicating we are raising interest rates, we are reducing balances. Well, forget the balances. We know they pumped just liquidity to the banks already since a while. That is part of a pivot, by the way, but no one is declaring that as a pivot. While, to be honest, they are just pumping money to the markets, to banks, those who are yelling and crying that they need more liquidity to protect the deposits of their clients, something they are not doing it. They are just using the money. I mean, as a bank and member of the Fed, you can use their program. You remember we had the overnight repo. Then afterwards they launched a new program to support banks in trouble to protect the deposits of their clients, but without any conditions. So you can go there and say, we need 3 billion. They give you the money if you have a collateral, doesn't matter, US Treasury bonds, whatever, and you will receive the money. The Fed is not going to say, okay, now you need to prove us that you are using the money just to protect the deposits of your clients. They are not doing it. It's just, you go to the bank, you say, hey, I have enough collateral, I need just a little credit, and the bank will tell you, is the credit just to cover your bills? No one is going to talk you or ask you about that. You can use the money. It's a loan. You have a good collateral. If you can't pay that back, I get your collateral. That's the rule. It's not different with these guys. So that could also explain why the markets are doing what they are doing. They are receiving liquidity, but it's not pivot. And only because the Fed is not going to raise the interest rates now for a few months doesn't mean that's pivot. That's just a pause. A pivot would be if they are going to announce they are going to reduce the interest rates. That's pivot. But just to pause, it's not pivot. Some economists are demanding to pause the rising interest rates because they are saying, the banks, and we can talk about the banks, you know my opinion about that. I'm not a big enemy of the banking sector. I'm absolutely not. But at the same time, I also know that the game they are playing is not fair. At least in the US, it's absolutely not fair to cry you need liquidity, to take the excuse to say because otherwise, the deposits of our clients are in danger, and at the same time receiving money and not using it for exactly that. Instead, gambling, using the money to make quick profit, because at the end of the story, the only thing they have in mind is, of course, to survive, but also the bonus at the end of the year. Yeah, it is what it is, unfortunately, but it is what it is. So debt ceiling and pivot, two topics. They are at the moment the most boring and the most frustrating topics in my mind at the moment, because both are nonsense. Pivot means accelerate something that the central bankers are trying to delay. I have mentioned since a while, we don't have any options. They can just pivot. Of course they can. Then they will accelerate. But it seems their strategy since last year is to delay something. It's just to delay. Just make questions. What triggered this inflation wave? Why is this inflation wave or level not declining that much after the central bankers really raised the interest rates? And not just, 50 BPS. So, what is the matter here? Just make the question. Why should they pivot if their strategy was to delay something? To accelerate that? So, to to fight their own policy and strategy? That's no. The only thing, and that's true, that some economists are saying, hey, if we are continue rising the interest rates without to make any kind of pause, that will bring some banks more in trouble. And of course, what the government doesn't want, and the banking sector as well, they don't want that a detrust between clients and the banking sector. I remember 2008. If you said in 2008 you are an economist, you are banking for the banking sector, that was like, oh, you are the evil in person. It's not joking. That was I had many discussions about that, because the problem, of course, of many people is, oh, banks did that, so bankers are assholes. Well, first of all, not every bank was involved, and secondly, not everyone that's working for a bank is an asshole. Because sometimes you are doing something even you don't agree with. I think some policemen and soldiers and some others, I mean, even I guess in your work you will find the situation where you don't agree with your boss, but you have to do it. That happens sometimes. And you know what I think about many banks. I just think they are since a while in gambling mode. But no one is asking me. No one is saying, hey, Innsbruck, could you advise me? What can we do? What would be the best way for, long-term strategy, for example? But everyone has, a scope to quick profit. I mean, meme coins like Pepe coin or whatever. I mean, or Peep. I don't know. Pepe sounds so Spanish, to be honest. But what is that? Create artificially something, give them value via marketing, and push it up. That's it. Okay, I can take every day. No, I'm not going to use this example. That's really dirty. But however, it's the same. It looks like shit. It smells like shit. It is shit. You can do money with it, of course. And I'm sure someone outside that I don't know yet is doing money with shit. Well, Peepcoin or Peppercoin or whatever is doing exactly the same. It's not the only one. It's just right now, very, very... But we have so many shitcoins in the market, and they are doing exactly the same. Many people are just, if you are not using marketing in crypto, not only in crypto, of course, you can have the best token ever, the best technology behind, the best use and business case. No one will care about. Fusion is one of the examples. Low market cap. Huge. In my opinion, one of the best, I didn't say their best, but one of the best tokens out there. The masses ignoring it. It is what it is. But I'm sure if DJ, that's the CEO of and founder of Fusion, would start to spend millions and millions and millions in marketing, it will go up like a rocket. The question is why he is not doing it. Instead, he is spending its money in development and other things. Something I like. I will do exactly the same. But however, the thing is, everything is in gambling mode. Absolutely everything. Bankers, shadow banks, crypto, everything is... And that's crazy. That's crazy because the only thing that's really telling us is that the big thing didn't happen yet. Those who are saying the bottom is in, that the bottom is not in. But also something we are not going to change. Unfortunately, we can't do it. So, however, we will see what's going to happen next. I guess the markets will keep very volatile. And, when people are saying bearish or bears are stupid because the bottom is in and we will go up like hell. And I ask, listen, guy, check the charts. I mean, Bitcoin is one thing, or crypto in general. Okay, we did really a big dip, and even in my opinion, the bottom is not in. However, I'm still bearish on crypto, as you know, but not only on crypto. DAX, SPY, SPX. I mean, take a look to the markets. Does that look like that's a crazy bear market? We are much closer to the next all-time high than to the last bottom. Big bottom. So the big thing is still to come. They are just maintaining, distributing on higher levels. That's the only thing. And of course attracting those who has to pay the bill at the end of the day. That's not going to be the big guys. Absolutely not. So we will see. Let us go forward, check what the market is going to do. If Tether is buying those billions and bitcoins. And yeah, let us go forward. So as you see, and that's what's happening now since, well, I would say that's like in May. I mean, we had something similar in March. We had even something, well, it wasn't, yeah, also something similar here. But what we are seeing here, that's really crazy. I mean, look, that's maintaining a very high level if while it's dumping sometimes, and that's why the price is pushing up, but then afterwards the price is declining once again. But look that, I mean, that's really just crazy. And if 56% was the maximum, we are breaking 56% right now. So yeah, at the moment, that was yesterday 63%, just the day before also above of 60%. So everything indicating that they are accumulating bitcoins on centralized exchanges, it seems. And usually I would say that's extremely bearish, also indicating something big to the downside should happen. But we remember we went up. Instead, the price followed. We went up, the price followed. Yes, of course, we had then even every time a bigger correction afterwards, but it's not the same. Usually after such a very crazy development by the 30 days moving average and weights ratio, we should see a big nuke. But, you know, we need to see. If we take a look to the short-term weights ratio, the 1 hour time frame, it looks a little bit different. Why? Well, we can see here that we had 3 dumps here. Usually that's something bullish at the short term. So every time afterwards we pushed up, and even here we pushed up. And usually that's what's indicating. It's a nice, really an absolutely nice indicator for the short term. So if you are following me and you see such dumps, you know, you can long from here on, and at least you will have, depends on your leverage, some really nice gains. If we take a look to the weights ratio 30 hours moving average, we remember we went above of 90%. That's something absolutely bearish. The price went up and declined even more, but someone is really holding the price. Every single time when the sell pressure starts, yeah, that's what we are saying afterwards. Also here, 100%. I mean, it declined a little bit, you know, to almost 70%. Then the price went up. Then the sell pressure. Up, 97%. The price starts to go down. Now it's at 86%, indicating it would maintain. It's like idle. If we take here the weights ratio 30 hours moving average, it's maintaining relatively high. I mean, at the moment we are at 88%, but very close to 90%. So at the same time, the stablecoin reserves on centralized exchanges are not really rising. So only in the short term, and usually only to make such kind of operation. Push up hard, decline afterwards. In my opinion, just to liquidate high leverage futures. Doesn't care if it's longs or shorts, they just liquidate them. So let us go forward. So also here, absolutely very flat. I mean, we are talking since last Friday. At the moment, the market looks very flat. The weekend was calm, And also here we can see nothing happening. I mean, really nothing happening. The maximum here was 770 Bitcoins outflows. Taking profit with 108 million, while at the same time 4 millions in stablecoins, also nothing big. If we take a look here to the net flow, we can see more red than green, indicating they are taking out money from the market at the moment. But also, that's it. So if we take a look here, we remember the funding rate declined a lot. Afterwards, it pushed up, now declining, well, recovering at the moment. The open interest did something similar. Oh, that's the wrong color. So now, from here down, from here up, from here down. And the leverage ratio down and up, and I don't know, I can't see that. Oh yeah, here. So yeah, it's not necessarily correlates one-to-one with the open interest, well, but very close, to be honest, very close. If we take a look here, we can see more red than green, indicating they are taking profit with stable coins, so not big inflows. I mean, inflows are happening, but more outflows than inflows. And the opposite happening with Bitcoins to derivative exchanges, where we are receiving here, for example, we received 1,940 Bitcoins, while at the same time 500 Bitcoins outflow, indicating 1,440 Bitcoins net flow in favor of inflows. If we take a look to yesterday we liquidated 78 Bitcoins and shorts and 235 Bitcoins and longs. Open interest also here not really recovering, just stabilizing, just the leverage ratio is pushing up, and the funding rate is also stabilizing, maintaining. So not really indicating that they are still demanding more longs. If we now go to blockchain whispers, yeah, I mean 66 to 34 still, in my opinion, I don't know. It's just crazy. While at the same time, you know, you see on Bitfinex that the shorts are coming on harder, 46 millions now, while we didn't break the 2.5 billions anymore. So they are shorting more than longing on Bitfinex. While on Binance, everything maintains very, I mean, once again on Ethereum looks healthier, but still, in my opinion, too bullish for the market conditions. But yeah, we also noticed that Binance and Binance cartel is very active at the moment. So I think Cumberland is, yeah, I don't know what these guys are doing. Maybe just really playing in tiny ranges right now, buying local dip, then pushing up, sell there. Something like that. So the Kingfisher. Let us take a look to the Kingfisher, what the Kingfisher is indicating here 180 million. So the scale also declined. The biggest part here is low leverage longs at the biggest liquidation cluster at 18,600, and the biggest on the short side at 39,400. So also short. If we take a look here, I would say high leverage is on the short side. We can go up to 27.5, for example. So we could repeat the whole story once again to liquidate all these high leverage positions. And on the long side, 26.6. So maybe go a little bit more down and then push up. Like they did today. So let us take a look to the high leverage, and here it is. So yeah, we don't even need to push up and break 27k anymore to liquidate all of them, and 12 millions means, well, in my opinion, high leverage positions on the short side. We have some of them, so usually the perfect victims for centralized exchanges. Let us go forward. So BTC Tether on Binance looks still distribution. The aggregated looks like distribution. BUSD. Well, it was distributing, now it's maintaining like the USD. The USD and BUSD, I don't know why it's not the first time that they are doing something really similar. Why the BUSD and Bitcoin collateral and futures collateral looks very similar as well. However, very interesting what Binance is doing. If we check here, that's the aggregated, so all pairs on big centralized exchanges, what the spot is doing, declining hard since May 18th, where we were almost here, 92, 260, 200, almost 270, 280 millions less. So indicating they are selling more than buying. That's what the CBD is indicating you. If we take a look to Bitfinex, every time when it pushes up, it declines afterwards again. These guys are really not really bullish at the moment. That explains maybe why they are accumulating shorts at the moment. So Bybit, also distribution mode. Coinbase, also distribution mode. We are talking here about almost 1,200 Bitcoins since yesterday. Not that bad. Bitstamp, always the opposite, bullish. Kraken, yeah, nothing. And Gemini, bullish, but the volume, we can ignore the volume here. So if we take a look to the entities, we will start with retail, maintaining, lifting up, stabilizing after it declined, lifting up. Those are the market maker. And believe me, the market maker will never start to accumulate at the peak of $30,800. Believe me, never, because this entity is the best in trading behavior. We don't have any other entity that's better than these guys. They never do it. They never buy late. They never sell late. These guys are driving the market. So I will explain why here the entity balance is lifting up. This guy is declining. That's the context. This guy is also declining. And well, we don't have any, not yet at least, any wallet that owns more than 1 million Bitcoins. However, let us go. That's the wallet count per entity. And I see that we can take out all these here. Percentage we don't need. Okay. So 1 to 10 Bitcoins. 1 to 10 Bitcoins. We don't have any wallets there. It's not possible. Why it doesn't appear here? Hello? Ah, here it is. Now other color. That's this one. Okay, that's crazy. I don't know why. Okay. Ah, now I see that. Okay, 0 to 1 Bitcoins. It's stabilizing. That's the count of wallets per entity. These guys here also maintaining. This declining a little bit. This guy is declining a little bit. Wait. That's not the count. What changed here? Supply distribution. Coins. Not coins. Why coins? Jesus. Sorry. So no, I don't know what they did, but however, if we check, those here are entities, wallets, the balance of wallets for entities with 0 to 1 Bitcoin. It's pushing up like hell. It's this one. We can change the color. Maybe it looks then better. Yeah, that looks better. You can see, I mean, it's declining at the moment, but pushed up very hard. 1 to 10 Bitcoins, maintaining. 10 to 100 bitcoins lifting up, but always maintaining. This guy is declining, and the market maker is lifting up. So that just means that those guys here are buying more and converting to market maker. That's absolutely possible. Doesn't mean that these guys are buying. That's a big difference. Usually we have such kind of fluctuation in different entities. When these guys buy more, they convert then to these guys, and then these guys buy a little bit more. I mean, it's just required to buy 1 Bitcoin more. If you have 1001 Bitcoin, you are converting automatically to the market makers. So that's, you know, you need to analyze their development and behavior to see what these guys are doing. Also interesting that it seems we have one wallet less. We had 5 here, then 4, now 3. Oh, Binance was reducing their balances on their cold wallet. Didn't notice that. That's absolutely interesting. Well, I wouldn't confirm that. What I see is that I guess they missed to tag the wallet as Binance wallet, because it's a new one. It just had one transaction. It received 117,000. The only thing is Sentiment don't care about the tags. It should appear here because we have 4 wallets with more than that owns more than 100,000 bitcoins, and that's strange that doesn't appear here. That should be an error in my opinion. However, if we go forward, stablecoins, every single times when that happens, we can see the Bitcoin price. We can also see what happened. A lot of stablecoins came in and just also before, and then the price went up like hell. Now in the short term we are checking where the money is coming from, and the money is coming from for example here 51 big transactions with more than $1 million happening. And you can see at the same time here, for example, we had little whales with transactions with less than $100,000. Usually those here should be something like algorithm, while this guy should be usually a manual one. However, if we exchange outflows, exchange inflows, we see that while the price was declining, they sent more stablecoins to centralized exchanges, and the local bottom here at 26.5 they started to send them out just to cash out. While, and you can see here as well, the supply on exchanges, the stablecoin supply on exchanges is declining more and more and more since mid of May. So sounds like we should be a little bit warned because of that. So then market maker entities, what is this guys doing here? Are they sending more bitcoins to centralized exchanges? We will see that here in that chart. And no, not at the moment. They just sent 200 bitcoins, so nothing. Miners not doing anything. Obi bearish, Bitfinex bearish, Bitstamp bearish, Coinbase bearish, Bybit bearish, and Binance not doing anything. Okay. The funds are reducing their balances more and more and more, and of course we are noticing more future volume than spot volume, and that's why also this curve is declining more and more and more. Okay, that's it. So if we take a look here, we see that Coinbase was removing a lot of liquidity between 25 and 25.5 and now bringing liquidity again here at 25.3. In my opinion, still necessary to go down below 25k. They are now reinforcing 22.5, 23 would make sense, and even lower. Also the levels below of 21k. Doesn't look that great. Bitstamp. On Bitstamp, bringing liquidity at 26, but still at 25 and waiting there. Binance BTC USDT, they are right now protecting 27.4. Reduced liquidity here, bringing liquidity at 23k, and that's it. Yeah, that's it. We need to be careful with traps here. BTC BUSD also waiting here, 26.5. Remove the wall here and waiting here 24.8 at the moment, so concentrating some liquidity there. Bitfinex also here waiting, also very interesting what they are doing at 27.7. also a lot of sell orders to the upside, and wow, nothing else. I mean, they are still waiting at 25k. OKEX spot, nothing. Kraken spot, wow, Kraken between 25.4 and 25, also waiting there. And BitMEX, the last spot exchange here, also nothing. And now derivative starting with Bybit and BTC USD pair, nothing to see here. Now it's BTC USDT pair, also nothing to see here. Now Binance BTC USDT, wow, okay, maintaining the price at the moment, but look what they are doing here. Do you see that? I tell you, that's Cumberland. That's fucking Cumberland. Look here as well. Oh my god, what a market. What a market. So pushing to the up, pushing from the upside, pushing from the downside, just maintaining the price here. BTC BUSD, nothing. Bitfinex derivatives, still waiting there at 27.8. Also some sell orders, short orders at 28, but also long orders at 26, 24, and so on and so forth, and a lot of algo crap. Kraken futures, nothing. OKEX futures, also nothing. And Deribit. And on Deribit they removed some liquidity to the downside, but you know, also to the upside it seems. Yeah, so not really clear what they are doing on Deribit at the moment. That's it from here as well.